Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about you can't fully be yourself if you care what everyone thinks about you. You know what I'm saying? If you care what everyone thinks about you, you cannot fully be yourself. This is just how, I don't know, this is just how it works. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like gravity, bro. Gravity has its own rules and this and that, right? This is just how this also works. You cannot fully be yourself if you care what everyone thinks about you. That's just how it is. It's a fact. You know, if you care what everyone thinks about you, bro, and you move accordingly to what everyone thinks about you, you cannot fully be yourself. Because when you care what somebody else thinks about you, you start to adjust. I can't speak. You start to adjust. Hold on, bro. You start to adjust. Why I can't say that word? Hold on. You start to adjust. Hold on, bro. You start to adjust. What? Bruh. Is the white man English in the matrix with this language? Hold on. You start to adjust. Bro, did I say that? Hold on. You start to adjust. Hold on, bruh. You start to adjust. Yes, I said it, bro. Let's go. You start to adjust to what them people think about you, bruh. So once you start to adjust to what everyone thinks about you, was my brain tripping? I know my brain was not tripping. Let's continue with the message, bruh. You start to adjust to what everyone thinks about you, bruh. And you can't fully be yourself if you care what everyone thinks about you, because soon as you start caring what everyone thinks about you, you are now becoming a people pleaser, and you are letting them sway you from being yourself. Does that make sense? Like, you are being what they want you to be as opposed to being yourself. That's just how it works. When you care what everyone thinks about you, you cannot fully be yourself. I'm talking about fully, and the key word here is fully, bro. You cannot fully be yourself, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You cannot fully be yourself. You know what I'm saying? You cannot fully be yourself if you care what everyone thinks about you. And God wants us to be ourselves. So in order to be yourself, you cannot care what everybody thinks about you, because being yourself, some people gonna like it, some people not. You get what I'm saying? So that's just how it is, bro. That's just the rules to the game, bro. If you care what everyone thinks about you, you cannot fully be yourself. And let me ask you something. Don't you want to fully be yourself, though? You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to be fully yourself? Oh, if I tell this joke and if I showcase that I have a sense of humor, if I showcase that God created me with a sense of humor, they're going to look at me a certain way. If I showcase that I'm actually goofy and I'm not this serious person who's nonchalant like I'm trying to fake in front of everybody, they're not going to take me serious. If I start acting goofy and really being myself and how God created me to be, these women is not going to take me serious, because they prefer a man who's not goofy at all, who's not telling no type of joke. What type of woman you attracting if you can't even be yourself? If you have a little bit of goofiness in you and that's just how God created you to be, ain't nothing wrong with just, being goofy if you have to. Now, I'm not saying that you should not grow and mature and learn. You should grow and mature and learn over time. But there's certain things that just how God created you to be. And even though you can mature in certain traits, you still gonna have those traits anyways. So are you really attracting the right people by pretending to be who you are? Yo, my message had cut off, but let's continue with the message though. When you pretend to be who you are not, you know what I'm saying? You are attracting people who are attracted to you pretending. You're not attracting people to your life who really love you for you, because they don't even know who you are. You're pretending, bro. When you pretend to be who you are not, you attract people who are gonna love the version of you that's not who you are. They're gonna love who you are not. I'm going to repeat that one more time. They are going to love who you are not. They're not going to love who you are. And they ain't even going to love you for you. It's going to be a type of fake love because it's not even who you are. You're deceiving them. You're deceiving yourself. It's going to be all type of deception going on. So you know what I'm saying? So you cannot fully be yourself if you care what everybody think about you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how are these people going to view me? You know what I'm saying? If I dress a certain way, like how I want to dress, how are these people going to view me? Now, I'm not saying you should dress in like some crazy, revealing clothing and all that. You know what I'm saying? We should dress modestly. But even like a certain style of modesty or whatever that you like, is they going to be like, oh, you know, this and that. Like, you know, how people going to view me? Like, what people going to think about me? This and that. You know what I'm saying? We care too much. We can't even be ourselves. Do you know like the data and the analysis of how many people have never experienced what it feels like to be fully themselves? Last time they probably experienced fully being themselves was probably when they was a kid, when they didn't care about nothing. When they was a kid, bro, that's when the last time they probably experienced fully being themselves. Because when you a kid, you don't give a damn. You just yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't brainwashed by all this society stuff yet. Until you get brainwashed later by all these systems of this world. Then you start caring what everybody think about you, bro. So as soon as people cross into adulthood, bro, I can't speak. Soon as people cross into adulthood and they are brainwashed by all these systems and what people think about them, they lose track of fully being themselves. So when the last time some of these people fully being themselves, bro? They ain't fully been themselves in a long time. Talking about like, when the last time these people fully being, like, I'm talking about fully being themselves and experience what it feel like to fully be themselves. Man, they ain't fully been themselves in a long time, bro. Because they was caring what everybody thought about them. So they ain't really fully been themselves. Some people, they are being themselves by like 70%. Some people being themselves by like 20%, 30%. But who really like fully like 100% I'm being myself? When the last time people experienced how it feel like to fully be themselves, bro? They ain't experienced that in a very long time now. Some people ain't experienced how it feel like to fully be themselves. They don't even remember when they was fully themselves because they care what these people think about them. You know what I'm saying? They care what everybody think about them. They got to act a certain way. They got to talk a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Got to talk in a high-pitched voice. You can't even talk in your normal voice. Systems of this world, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Slavery all over again. You can't even fully be yourself nowhere. It's crazy, bro. Stuff don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. We all got things we're struggling with. And I just pray that more people, you know, including myself, you know, I'm not really, me personally, bro, I just try to be myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I will care what somebody thinks and this and that, bro. But caring what everybody thinks about you, bro, like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I will have to self-reflect even more. But honestly, bro, I just be myself, bro. I'm going to keep it real. Like, I just be myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I do struggle with certain things here and there. You know, within trying to find who I am and trying to be myself and this and but I really just try to be myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I started out, I probably wasn't being myself fully. But I'm still working on different things. But like I say, I will have to self-reflect. But me personally, bro, I just be myself, man. Man, bro. Man, I started being myself more in my messages. And I just started showcasing, like, my humor, bro, like my goofy side. If y'all noticing, bro, I'm just really just expressing my humor, my goofy side. Oh, that I don't really care no more, bro. I don't care what nobody think, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, and then you want to know what's crazy, bro? It's like when we around our friends and this and that, we could be ourselves fully. And we don't care about what's going on. We could just fully be ourselves, right? But when we get around a certain type of people, we get around a certain type of audience, we feel guilty for fully being ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I experienced that before. So I'm not going to say I'm perfectly 100% myself. So I'm going to include myself in this message. Matter of fact, I'm going to say that we need to fully be ourselves and fully stop caring what people think about us. Because even though I'm being myself more, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, bro. I feel like I'm fully being myself right now, bro. I don't know, bro. Like this is what happens when you really self-reflect and you really really understand what's going on, bro. Like I feel like I'm being myself, but then I feel like there's moments where maybe it's not, maybe I am. Like it's like a roller coaster of things, right? Roller coaster, whatever that's called, bro. It's like a roller coaster of things, bro. But yeah, I mean, I'm just coming out of my comfort zone, my shell, just really just keeping it real, bro. As for everything else, man, like it is what it is, bro. Peace.